In a second I will tell you all about the problems I'm having with this panel that I want to use as part of the bed inside the Defender. But first it's time to finish this project. Hi, I'm Eric, and this is my Land Rover Defender Expedition Camper. Not so long ago, I set off to discover the world and ended up in Iraq, where I spent 4 months in lockdown due to the pandemic, after which I returned home. And now, after months of waiting, it's time to restart the world trip. But first, I have to prepare the car for a journey of a lifetime. So welcome to Have Fun and Go. Alright, so I just received the stuff I ordered online, so now I can finish the electrical compartment build or mechanical room build or whatever you want to call it. Let me show you what my plan is. So the wires from the inverter and the smart solar charge controller will both run directly to the house batteries because both devices have their own fuse. All the other electrical equipment will run via this fuse box to the house batteries, like the water pump, the USB charger, there's also one in the back of the Defender, and the light I'm going to install underneath the shelf in the kitchen area. So this is the stuff I ordered, wires and connectors. This is the ground wire for the inverter, and to protect all the wires I'm going to use a piece of flexible tubing. I tried a couple of things to get rid of the wires from the inverter, but I'm not liking it. So this is the tube I'm talking about, and I'm thinking about drilling a hole somewhere over. That is looking pretty awesome. All the wires are installed. I still don't know why I should put a ground wire to the chassis of the car for the inverter, but the manual was pretty clear about it, so whatever. These are the cables for the smart solar charge controller. They are both marked. These are the plus and minus cables. They run from the charge controller to the house batteries. The cables for the solar panel, which run from the charge controller to the solar panel, are already installed from the previous build. I disconnected those from the solar panel, so we should be safe and we can install these. Alright, that's it. I also put a piece of flexible tubing around these two wires. It's the cable that will go. It's the cable that goes. So, for the last hour I've been tinkering with the USB chargers in the front and in the back. The reason is that these USB chargers are drawing current even if I'm not using them, and I don't want that. And because time is on my side, I've built this little box. It's pretty simple. It's just a box with two on and off switches. There's a LED indicator, as you can see. So I'm going to put this in between the USB chargers so I can always switch them on or off. For example, at night. Why should I have two USB chargers drawing current while I'm not using them? So that's history, thanks to this little box. pretty cool. The only thing I had to do is relocate the smoke detector. This is the new location for the smoke detector. I don't know if it's useful, but it won't harm. And about the USB charger, let me remove the plastic cover. As you can see, there is a small blue LED which will draw current, but with the on-off switches, that's history. Alright, so I temporarily connected everything to an old 12-volt battery. Moment of truth. Just give me a second. I'll take the camera off the tripod. There we go. Alright, so there's the battery. Everything is connected, so if I push this button, ta-da! It works. And if everything is okay, yep. That works as well. Perfect. The bottom one. Woohoo! It's always nice when hard work pays off. Alright, on to the next project, installing the water pump switch. I'm going to put the switch right over here, so if I need water, I can just activate the water pump, and if I don't need water, I can just switch it off, because there's no reason for the pump to be on standby mode if I'm not using it, right? Alright, you know what they say about plans, right? They change. So while I was trying to install this switch, I found out that it's actually too big. So that's not going to work. But luckily I have another switch, this one, which is actually from an old computer. But it looks pretty cool and it does the job. So this is what I'm going to install. That's it. Now I only have to install the light, and after that I can tell you all about the problem with the backrest. Now for the light, I'm going to install it right over here, like so. I'm using an aluminum L profile. And for the light itself, I'm going to use an LED strip. This is what I'm talking about. It's a self-adhesive, flexible LED strip. And if everything is okay, I can cut it to the correct size right where you see this little black line. Right over there. Although it doesn't say so in the manual, but... Okay. So, about the problem with this panel, which is part of the bed, my initial plan was to store it behind the front seats. But, as you can see, there is no room left. Now, my initial plan to use this location as storage was just perfect, but then I kind of forgot about all these wires that run from the big box with electronics to the house battery. So I thought about it, and there's only one solution, and that is replacing the backrest with the panel for the bed. Now you're probably wondering why I didn't choose this location in the first place. Well, the problem is that that panel is bigger than this panel. It's not much, but it's sticking out slightly. But, you know, it is what it is. So that's it. I still have to make a few tweaks, but I will save that for the video for next week. It's unfortunate I wasted time and money on the old backrest, but you know what? In the end, it's really not the problem that counts, but the solution. Now, on that bombshell, thank you for watching. If you want to support my channel, hit that subscribe button. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up, and if you have any questions, put them in the comments down below. And you know what? Life is like an LED controller, but sometimes you just gotta find that party mode.